Hello guys, this is the 2023 facelifted Hyundai Palisade. This one is the limited trim. There's 5 trims you could choose from, and the limited trim is right underneath the calligraphy, so this is the second highest trim you could buy. This one is finished in steel graphite, and honestly, this color looks pretty good. And I really think that Hyundai did a great job with this facelift. They definitely made the front looks very aggressive, and they did a few things to the interior of this Palisade. But let's go ahead and take it on a POV test drive and see how this facelifted 2023 limited trim drives. Alright, so here is the interior of this 2023 Hyundai Palisade. This facelift seriously looks amazing. I really like the steering wheel. A lot of people have mixed feelings about the steering wheel because it is straight from a Hyundai Sonata. I really like the opening in the bottom, and the inside I think looks good. The vents are a little bit different, and yeah, overall I think the interior looks good. But what changed a lot is the exterior. The front of this Hyundai Palisade just honestly looks amazing. This one is the limited trim. There's 5 trims, as I said. There is the SE, SEL, and XRT limited, and the last one and the highest trim is the calligraphy. I did review the SEL trim with the premium package, which is like a $5,000 package, and the price on that SEL with that premium package was $46,000. This limited trim is $50,000. So me personally, I would go with the SEL trim because I think it's the best bang for the buck, and then I'll add that premium package to it, and that premium package adds honestly every single feature this limited trim has. So this one is the all-wheel drive version of the Palisade, and let's go ahead and take it on a drive and see how it does. Here is the backup camera. 360 looks very good. You could zoom in and zoom out. There is a 3D view, and very high resolution. Here is the backup camera. There is the down view. There is a rim view. You could see the front. So that's the front facing camera. You could see the front rims. So when I move the steering wheel, the rims will move on the screen. So beautiful camera. But let's go ahead and take it on a drive and see how this facelifted Palisade will do. Alright, so driving this 2023 Hyundai Palisade, this thing drives nice and comfortable. And if you guys are curious if it drives any different than the 2022, no, it does not. It's the same thing. So the suspension setup is the same, engine is the same, and transmission and all the internals are the same. The only things that basically changed are, you know, the interior, so the steering wheel, the vents, the screen, the outside, and yeah, it's just a facelift. But seeing out of this SUV is very good. All the windows are nice and big. I really like this trim. It is different than the other trims, so it does have like a different look, different texture. But yeah, seriously, such a beautiful, comfortable SUV. Nice and responsive, and as I said, it is nice and comfortable. Let's go ahead and put this Palisade in sport mode and hop on the highway and see how this facelifted Hyundai Palisade will do. nice and responsive, nothing crazy, but it does feel nice and planted, very confident. I'm not really feeling a lot of body lean, but I'm definitely feeling the size and the weight of this SUV. So, as I said, nice and responsive, very confident, and it does feel nice and well put together. Let's go ahead and drop it back in comfort mode. Everything becomes less aggressive when you put it in sport mode. Steering wheel becomes heavy, and overall, it just becomes a little bit sporty. I love the fact that on this 12.3-inch cluster display, it shows the sharp turns, the yield signs, it shows stop signs and things like that. Very nice touch. So if you guys are curious what's underneath the hood, there is a 3.8 naturally aspirated V6. It is connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Hyundai 8-speed automatic transmission is very good. It is nice and responsive, but sometimes when you catch it in the wrong time, it doesn't really accelerate good, or it doesn't downshift. So sometimes it gets confused, but overall it is nice and responsive. Anyways, this 3.8 produces 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. And as I mentioned, this is a naturally aspirated engine. If it was turbocharged, the torque numbers would be more than the horsepower numbers, but good amount of power from this engine. There is a 12.3-inch touchscreen. It is nice and responsive, and does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but I really wish they were wireless. They're wired, and for 50 grand, I really wish that Hyundai made it wireless. The gauges do change when I change the drive modes. Very nice transmission. A little bit slow on the upshifts, but that's completely fine. This is a family SUV and a 3-row SUV. If you guys are curious about the competitors, there is the Pilot, the Honda Pilot, Toyota Highlander, there is the Kia Telluride, which isn't really a competitor, but of course people are going to be cross-shopping when they are looking at the Palisade. And there is the Ford Explorer and a few other SUVs, but I think in this Palisade you do get a good amount of features. So for 50 grand, there is a ton of features. I really love the interior and the exterior of this facelifted Palisade. I think Hyundai did a great job with this facelift overall. And there is this blind spot camera right there. Basically, it's using the same exact camera for the 360 camera system this Palisade has. Let's go ahead and turn on the camera. There is the 3D view, which looks amazing. So Hyundai, I think you did a great job with this Palisade, and I think the Palisade is my favorite looking 3-row SUV, but I feel like the Toyota Highlander drives the best in the segment. It feels more put together than the Palisade and the other 3-row SUV, and I think the second one is the Honda Pilot. So when it comes to driving, the Toyota Highlander, then the Pilot, and then maybe the Palisade. But when it comes to looks, I really think that the Palisade wins when it comes to looks. There is a standard size sunroof, and then there is a fixed sunroof in the back, and you could close and open the shade from this spine right here, which is nice. So super nice. And I really wish it had like a long panoramic sunroof. I think it would have been nice. Let's go ahead and hop on the highway again. Let's do an acceleration. See, that's what I'm talking about. When you catch the transmission in the wrong time, it just doesn't accelerate. It's very sluggish, very slow, not responsive. Seriously, such a comfortable SUV. I really like the heads-up display. I hope you guys could see it over the camera. But it is a beautiful SUV. I really like what Hyundai did. This Palisade has all the nice safety features. So it does have emergency braking, steering assist, lane keeping assist, and blind spot monitoring system. Let's go ahead and turn on the adaptive cruise control. Hyundai system is very good. I really think Hyundai and Genesis, they do great when it comes to the safety features, the lane keeping assist, steering assist, and yeah, overall I think they're doing a great job with that. But again guys, 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque are more than enough for this SUV, but this transmission is a little bit on the sluggish side sometimes. So again, if you catch it in the right time, it will be good, but when you are not in the right speed and you floor it, it just becomes basically confused. Let's see if this Palisade has the lane change. So yes, it does have the lane change. So it is doing a lane change by itself, and then it's telling me I have to put my hand on the steering wheel. So very, very nice. Let's go ahead and move to the right again. So just slightly move the steering wheel to the direction you're going, and then the SUV will basically change direction. So very, very nice. This feature is only available on the Genesis now, but this Palisade has it, and this is not even the highest trim. The calligraphy is the highest trim. This is the second highest, and I'm not sure if the SEL with the premium package has this feature. Maybe this is only exclusive to the limited trim. But yeah, a very nice feature. Not a lot of people are going to use it, but it's nice to have. This Palisade has the crossbars. It is part of an option, so if you guys are interested, you could basically put them on the Palisade, or you could always buy them anywhere, eBay, Amazon. So for the suspension, it is nice and comfortable, and this one has 20-inch rims. This comes standard on the limited trim. If you guys get the SEL trim with the premium package, it will have the same exact rims as this limited trim. Anyways, the size of those rims, they are 245, 50, 20. So big rims, but honestly, the ride quality is good, nice and comfortable, and this cabin is very quiet. I'm not hearing the cars passing by. I'm not hearing any wind, and there is no road noise coming into the cabin, so the cabin is nice and quiet from those 20-inch rims. So I personally think that Hyundai did a great job. I'm pretty sure the smaller rims will have a little bit better ride, maybe comfort, a little bit more comfortable ride, but those 20-inch are not bad at all. And yeah, with those crossbars, I'm not really hearing any wind noise on the highway doing higher speeds. Very nice and responsive. It does have engine shut off, so when you come to a complete stop, the engine will turn off to save some gas. There is cold seats, and heated steering wheel in this limited trim. 3 stages each. The heated steering wheel has only one stage or one setting. Such a beautiful 12.3-inch screen. It is nice and responsive. I'm flooring the SUV now, and this is what's going on. So it did not downshift to give me more power, and this is flooring the SUV now. So very sluggish, and it's holding the gears. It's like it's in sport mode, which I don't like. It is in comfort mode now, and it shouldn't hold the gears at higher RPMs. We're gonna go ahead and test the turning radius and see how this Palisade will do. But I really like this Palisade, but I think that Hyundai should fix the transmission to make it a little bit more responsive. So when I need the power, this transmission needs to shift. Turning radius is good. That's for cross traffic, by the way. And yeah, the steering wheel is nice and light. Turning radius is alright. It could be a little bit better because this SUV is big. So I think that if Hyundai makes that turning radius a little bit better, it'd be a little bit easier to drive in small parking lots. But overall, I am very impressed with this Palisade. Brakes feel nice and confident. They have a really nice bite to them, and yeah, overall, seriously, everything about this Palisade is good. There we go. And it pulls nice and smooth. It's feels very refined, very smooth, which I like. This is the lane keeping assist, by the way. It's just beeping at me. Yep, brakes are nice and comfortable, confident. Mirrors are nice and big. As I said, they do have blind spot monitoring system. One USB, one wireless phone charger. This can be tucked in like this. You could use it. You could basically bring it out to use it as a cup holder. One USB. You could close this cover if you want to. Heated seats, cold seats, heated steering wheel, hill descent, parking sensors, a button to turn on the camera. Engine shut off when you come to complete stop. The engine will turn off. Drive modes. Here is a lock button. The climate controls are very easy to use. Some shortcuts right here. If you want to go to navigation, you can click on the navigate map button. Auto function, sync, dual climate controls. Actually, there's tri-climate controls. There's some climate controls in the back. A ton of storage place right here with this tray. One USB, one 12 volt, and there is one 12 volt down there and one USB. So seriously, a ton of features. And it does have a tow mode. This is brand new for 2023, I think. Traction control, brightness control, tailgate release, and an e-brake. It does say leading vehicle is driving away. So if you're not paying attention, basically there's a warning message. The visors, the what is it called? The headliner. The headliner is soft and it feels nice. I really like the material they use. It feels like more like a recycled material, but it does feel good. There is a frameless mirror with some garage controls underneath it. Of course, some LED lights, which is expected. And there is a mirror, so you could see the kids, the people in the back. Blue link is up there, SOS, and there is the switch for this sunroof and another switch for the shade in the back. So seriously, such a beautiful, comfortable SUV. The windows are massive, the windshield is big, and seeing out of this SUV overall is very easy. There's memory seats right here. This is nice and soft. This is nice and soft. A ton of headroom and legroom in the back. The third row is powered, which is nice. And I really think Hyundai did a great job with this facelift. So I hope you guys enjoyed this POV test drive of this 2023 Hyundai Palisade. If you guys are around and if you guys are interested, make sure to come and see Sam here at Key Hyundai in Milford. And if you guys are interested in seeing more videos like this, please like and subscribe because it does help a lot. And as always, I'll see you next time.